be.
Yeah.
But it looks like here we go. So, hi, how's it going, Tucson? This is 5 on 20 News with Frank Powers.
And Joel Foster coming to you live from our studio in downtown Tucson. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
February 23rd, which means...
Casual Friday. Get these things out of here. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Stifling.
I hate them. Get them all offset. Offset.
I feel better already.
Me too.
All right. First, local headlines.
Yeah. Do you take it? I think you're going to take it.
Am I taking it?
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
I'll take it. All right. A dozen Republicans are vying for the empty seat of disgraced former Arizona Representative Trent Franks. You remember him? Yet most of these candidates have similar views. Franks resigned from the House after acknowledging that he had tried to talk two of his aides into carrying his surrogate child. One former aide said that Franks offered $5 million to carry the child. A little slower here. The top Republicans in the race include former state senator Debbie Lesko and Steve Montenegro, who both stepped down in order to run for Franks' seat. Also on the list is former state utility regulator Bob Stump, former radio host Claire Van Steenwyck, and former state rep Phil Lovis, who once introduced a very unpopular bill that would have Arizona adopt daylight savings time. We don't like that. Boo! Out of all the candidates, none have set themselves apart by taking an opposing view from each other. All of the candidates back the president, support a border wall, and want increased border security. Republican political consultant Stan Barnes said it was an interesting political science experiment because none of the candidates have the resources or time to connect or communicate with voters. Sounds great. He said that, quote, "I'm not sure it's the best way to do things, but this is the system we have." However, there may be an upset in the race as a wooden stump plans on throwing its hat in the ring. Voters seem to be interested in the fact that the wooden stump is neither Trent Franks nor any of the other candidates running in the race.
Can you elaborate on that?
The wooden stump, like log. It's better than bad.
It's good.
It's good.
All kids love log.
Exactly.
So is that happening? Is there a wooden stump running? Because there should be. I think a fern once beat some horrible person.
Right. Well, if it's not, get on it.
Yo, log 2020. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Log 2018. I love it. Let's get them in there quicker. All right. So Arizona State Senator John Kavanaugh introduced a bill that would make it illegal for someone to misrepresent their pet as a service animal. I know a lot of guilty friends doing this. The bill would fine pet owners $250 if they are caught falsely claiming their pet is a service animal, because you can buy one of those vests right on Amazon. I have plenty of friends that do this. Kavanaugh said that he believes that this is a major problem facing the state. He said that under current law, anyone can buy a $20 vest online, just like I told you, put it on their pet and tell store owners or airlines that it's a service dog, which gives the dog free rein to wreak havoc all over the place. So he said that the fraudulent service animals end up casting a cloud of suspicion over legitimate service animals. It does. However, some disability advocates worry that the bill will lead to people with real service animals having to disclose personal information about their medical conditions and to avoid being fined. A separate bill introduced by State Rep Bob Thorpe failed the House this week. It failed in the House this week, which would have required the Arizona Department of Transportation to issue ID cards for service animals. Arizona service dogs say they're fine with the laws as long as they still get treats. It's true.
It's all about the treats.
It's all about those treats. I just worry about those Border Patrol people and if they're doing IDs and stuff, I mean, they're going to be pulling over brown dogs, black Labradors.
That's true. Ooh,
they're not. Those are the ones that are going to go. That vest I don't trust.
Unintended
profiling.
Yeah.
You don't want that with your pets, right?
True.
Then you got those tabby cats. They got every color. What will the people do?
Wow. Hairless cats. Where does that
Hairless
stand?
as well.
Wow.
You know, terrifying. I had a friend that had a service snake he was trying to convince people of.
Really?
Yeah. The vest wouldn't stay on.
That didn't work.
No.
Okay. You need a little tiny kid.
Snakes on a plane. We all saw that PSA.
Yeah, true. Even if they were service snakes, not going to work. All right, this is exciting. Residents in the Phoenix area will soon be able to hail a driverless car to pick them up after approval by the Arizona Department of Transportation. It's here, the future. The company Waymo can now start charging to pick up and drop off riders in their autonomous Chrysler minivans. Waymo began testing the vehicles early last year, but had a human driver behind the wheel just in case. But last November, the company took off the training wheels and began testing the cars without someone in the driver's seat. Frightening. During the testing period, riders could ride for free, but now they'll have to pay. Waymo hasn't released how much it'll cost to ride in a driverless car, but it will likely end up being your life. While riding in an autonomous car is an exciting development, the downside, of course, is that you have to be in Phoenix to ride them.
Boo! I visited downtown Phoenix a little bit ago.
How'd that go?
It was bland.
Yeah, is that right?
Yes, a lot of beige buildings.
Beige, a lot of mini
concrete
malls.
jungle, yeah.
Sure.
A lot of,
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. And now,
This is what a great segue into what we'll be talking about pretty soon.
okay, good.
Downtown Phoenix.
Yeah, it's true. Downtown Phoenix, we don't want some of that. We will be talking about that later. We got the scoop for you. You got to stay tuned after 5 on 20 News. We got something special. We got something special planned for you. So we'll be addressing lots of stuff like that. But let's address something right here with the Pima County Board. So the Pima County Board of Supervisors reversed a decision to accept a federal Stone Garden grant, which provides $1.4 million for border security. 2 weeks ago, the county said that they wouldn't take the grant because it cost taxpayers money from extra expenses such as jail and mileage costs. There have also been questions about how the funding would relate to immigration issues. These came after the ACLU charged the county deputies and have routinely violated the Fourth Amendment by conducting road checkpoints and accused the Sheriff's Department of racial profiling. Again, get those vests on those guys. They said that most of the stops by the Sheriff's Department were not for major drug or smuggling related crimes, but small misdemeanor crimes which ended up creating larger costs. The organization suggested that the county refuse to take any more funding until it establishes protocols for where the money is going. So they got to figure all that out, maybe perhaps, before they get these things, off to the races.
That'd be nice.
However, county supervisors reversed their decision by arguing that whether they took the money or not, nothing would change. That's the spirit, guys.
It doesn't matter. What did they
Give us the money, don't give us the money.
Like an emo teenager.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
It's all the same.
It's all pointless
It's
anyway.
all the same. How ridiculous. Put the money to
Way
maybe,
to
what's
go.
that thing you put money to? Good use.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Fiscal responsibility. as they
What?
call it. Yeah. Hey.
I've heard those two words, but never together.
All right. A proposed ballot measure would require Arizona public utilities to get half of their power from renewable sources such as solar and wind by 2030. The ballot measure was filed this week with the Secretary of State's office. Currently, the clean energy target in Arizona is 15% by 2025, which environmentalists have said is incredibly low. The measure would apply to utilities companies such as Arizona Public Service and Tucson Electric Power, TEP, but wouldn't apply to the Salt River project near Phoenix because it isn't regulated by the Arizona Corporate Commission, so they're exempt. Supporters say that the measure would result in cleaner air and better health for the state's children and families. Dr. John Swaggart, cool name, Swaggart, of Mountain Park Health Center said that Arizona has high rates of respiratory ailments like asthma and air pollution, and there would be less air pollution from coal-burning power plants, which means fewer cases of childhood asthma and lung and heart disease. Supporters of the measure have until July 5th to collect more than 220,000 signatures to get on the November ballot. Arizona Public Service and Pinnacle West Capital are already throwing money into an opposition group that's arguing against the, quote, California-style measure. The group called Arizonans for Affordable Electricity opposes the measure, calling it a, quote, bad idea because it'll drive up the cost of electricity for Arizona consumers. Due to the money needed to fund the group, APS plans to increase prices. Gotta pay
No
for
joke there, just,
It actually was a joke.
Was that a joke?
It was very subtle. See, they have to pay for the group to oppose the law, so in order to pay for the group, they then have to raise prices.
Oh, right. Okay,
It's a
so
runaround.
It's a nice runaround
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
it makes no sense.
Very-
Snake eats its tail.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Nothing's getting done with
Bit of a
government. It's a
confusing joke.
it's a sad shame. I have a friend that's working in some government right now. Do you know what he does?
What does he
Know what he does? He spends half his time doing? Using a typewriter. I'm not even lying to fill out invoices.
Is
They
it just a
haven't,
room of
right?
ding,
Yep. That's what he does.
like, big
because
glasses?
that's how you do the invoices. That's how we've always done them. Keep at it. So he has
I
to
don't-
use a typewriter to fill out government forms for the Department of Transportation in Hawaii.
Yeah, there's a lot of still government offices that use like folders of files and that's their main source, which is
It's a glut of nonsense. He's like, nothing gets done. He's telling me about bureaucracy and how it really works. Futurama has it down pat.
Is that
He's
right?
a level 20, and he's like above level 16s in his office.
Okay.
And there's this whole ranking system. But yes, bureaucracy, rich and with us still, paperwork piled up to the sky, and they're using typewriters to get things done.
I bet, you know who I bet would oppose the use of all paper? The stump.
Ah, the stump.
Right?
That's right. Vote log
Yeah.
2018.
Environmentally friendly.
It'll be great.
Save the trees.
Save it, save it. So, all right, let's go. Let's keep talking more about changes happening around town. Changes may be coming to the Arizona Independent Redistricting Commission. The commission, created by voters in 2000, takes the drawing of legislative districts out of the hands of the state legislature and gives the responsibility to a 5-person commission currently made up of 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, and a pony. Oh, I'm sorry, and 1 independent. I was going to say unicorn, probably. Republican state lawmakers, however, are proposing a ballot proposition for this November that would change the selection process and the number of appointees. Current rules call for an outside committee to propose nominees and for the commissioners to select their own chairperson, but the proposed initiative would allow the legislature to select all commissioners. The initial proposal also expanded the number of commission members to 8. But when critics complain that this would lead to a deadlocked commission, which is going to often happen when things are even, the proposal was revised to 9. Ah, 9th man or woman, you know what I mean. This would allow for 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and 3 independents, but it would also allow for the Republican-dominated legislature to force 1 ring in the fires of Mount Doom, and that would rule all the rings of the 9 mortal commissioners doomed to die in the darkness that binds them. This has raised concerns among critics, and the independent process would become more partisan, and that Arizona would be held in the thrall of the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. I think forging that 1 ring to rule, it might work. It might work.
I think it will. People will be more interested in it, so it has that going for it.
It depends on how pretty those 9 people are with their long hair and elven ears.
That's true. You do, you need flowing.
Yeah, flowing golden locks, just
Right.
pretty boys, prettier ladies,
Right.
pointy ears, staffs, robes, many, many beards. I think that honestly,
Quips. You need quips too.
Yes.
Right? You know. So
Yes.
These are things we need.
Yes.
With the commissioners.
and
so.
several dinners. I believe that is what they demand as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you have early dinner, late
Yep.
dinner, all that.
It's a hungry group. You gotta
Yeah.
get these politics done.
True.
9
A lot
at
of
a time.
walking. A lot of walking. All right, great. And that was Andrew Explains It All wrote that one.
You gotta watch Andrew Explains It All on Mondays, right? Is it on Mondays?
go, yep.
Andrew Explains It All on Mondays. Go check it out on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. Andrew explains lots of stuff about everything happening here in Arizona. Check it out. It's Creative Tucson. There you go.
All right, now national and international news. All right, this is a crazy one. Missouri Governor Eric Greitens was indicted on Thursday on a felony invasion of privacy charge. Now, this is the current governor in office right now. Keep that in mind. The indictment followed allegations that Greitens, who was elected in 2016, threatened to release a nude photo of a woman he was having an affair with if she revealed the details of their relationship. Again, the sitting governor, just to remind you. In court, Greitens admitted that he made a, quote, personal mistake, but denied that he committed a crime. Greitens was booked at the St. Louis Justice Center Thursday afternoon. He accused the St. Louis Circuit Attorney of being a, quote, reckless liberal prosecutor out to score political points. Later in the day, he also said that George Soros was involved, because why not? Greitens said that I look forward to the legal remedies to reverse this action. This will not be this moment will not deter me from doing the important work of the great people of Missouri. He did not clarify whether or not this important work included releasing more hot revenge porn for the great people of Missouri.
Wow.
Sitting governor, isn't that amazing?
That's something.
It'd be like Doug Ducey, releasing like.
Yeah. Hey, if you tell, I'm going to show people this thing.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
My word. Oh, the people that we put in charge of things. Remember, nobody's perfect, nobody's perfect, but most people are terrible. All right. So, and especially if they want to be elected to things.
Sure.
Those are the people you got to look out for, I think, right?
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a lot of people that step up to the plate are the ones that probably shouldn't be swinging a bat. Anyway, let's keep moving forward.
All right.
In international news, we had lots of gun news yesterday and all week, as more lawmakers are embracing small measures to stem the rash of mass shootings across the country. First off, Kansas Republican Senator Pat Roberts called for higher age restrictions for those looking to buy AR-15 style assault rifles, the same type of gun used in the Florida school shooting last week. Roberts told reporters that nobody under 21 should have access to an AR-15, also saying that, I think we are ready as a Congress to actually pass something, and I think it's going to be better than background checks. That sounds hopeful.
Yeah.
The president tweeted Thursday, probably something that is completely anti that. But he also supports the age requirement at least, and wants it to be raised to 21, breaking with the NRA's stance. Trump also said he supports the expanded background checks and banning bump stocks. But before you think Trump went all Obama on us, he also supports arming school teachers. That's right. The people that barely want to stay after class once 2 o'clock hits, they're the ones that are going to be in charge. So it's kind of like someone gave you 20 bucks and then kicked you right in the crotch. All right. So that's how, is that one? And now next up is this one?
It's all combined. I can.
Okay. So next up, no, this is the same thing because if there's graphics, let me kill them. So next up, Oregon passed a bill banning those domestic violence convictions from owning a firearm. The state already banned those convicted of domestic violence since 2015, but a loophole allowed gun possession for abusers who didn't live with the victim. Advocates for the bill say that it will protect women who were shot by abusive partners who they were not married to. The bill now goes to the desk of Governor Kate Brown, who has said that legislation is a majority priority and tweeted that she will sign it into law. Again, do I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, still the same story.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some progress in Florida, as Governor Rick Scott today proposed, raising the age limit for buying a firearm to 21 as well. In addition, Scott said Florida should completely ban bump stocks, a tool that enables a weapon to fire automatically. And last but not least, First National Bank of Omaha announced on Thursday they will not renew a contract with the NRA-branded Visa card. The bank said that customer feedback has caused us to review our relationship with the NRA, but declined further comment. No word on whether or not Cadbury will recall their NRA-sponsored semi-automatic cream-filled long gun, a delicious seasonal holiday treat. That's right.
Yeah, you get that cream in there quick.
Them right there.
Yeah, it comes out around Easter, around there, a little before Easter.
Just shooting marshmallow peeps all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Russia stuff. Don't really talk about this too much, but it was a big one today.
Yes.
Former Trump advisor Rick Gates pleaded guilty today on charges including conspiracy to launder money and failing to disclose lobbying work for a pro-Russian political party in Ukraine. Special counsel Robert Mueller launched the new charges Thursday against Gates and fellow Trump campaign member Paul Manafort. The guilty plea by Gates is likely to put additional pressure on Manafort, who has so far maintained his innocence. We've all seen what he looks like. Mueller is reportedly trying to pressure Manafort to plead guilty so that he can provide additional information on potential links between the Trump campaign and Russia. Gates, who was a protege of Manafort, was involved in a campaign to boost the image of Viktor Yanukovych, the pro-Russian former president of the Ukraine. His work brought in $17 million from Manafort's lobbying firm between 2012 and 2014, payments that were not disclosed until Mueller started his probe. Manafort has said that the money was given to him for a bet he made with Yanukovych that the world wouldn't end in 2012. Good bet.
The spread on that bet was pretty rough.
It was big, but Yanukovych, he thought it was coming. He was really sure.
He was convinced?
Yeah, the Mayans, and he's been studying that stuff for years.
I was convinced it was going to happen a couple of Novembers ago. That was when I thought that, that thing was going to go down. Are we all going to survive?
Like it was delayed?
I think we're still in it. I think, are we making it to 2020? We'll see.
Or maybe we're all in like a Lost situation where we're in like an afterlife. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Either way, it's going to end poorly.
That is true.
Take that. So a group of female Comcast employees claim they experienced sexual harassment from their coworkers that was ignored or mishandled. One employee, Orlinda Rhodes, was transferred to another office when she made a complaint about the office environment, where she said coworkers engaged in lewd conversations and talked about the physical appearances of women in the office. After she was transferred, Rhodes says that she was groped by a coworker who later made comments about her breasts. She says that she sought therapy after the incident and reported it to Comcast's HR department. I'm sure the HR department at Comcast is much better than most HR departments. But according to a case summary, she was fired for not returning to work after disagreeing with Comcast over how to handle the problem. 6 women then also spoke up with Jezebel, who had similar experiences with sexual harassment in that workplace. All of them said that the company mishandled the issues despite having a zero-tolerance policy written for such behavior. Not surprising. Comcast defended themselves, not surprising, saying that men said nice things about women's breasts, so what's the big deal? You know, a compliment goes a long way, right? Everybody likes compliments.
Yeah. I was being nice to you.
That's all. That's all. I said once, some girl was being very, I was complimenting a girl once, right? Here's a terrible thing to never do. Complimenting a girl. And I'm like, I just like compliments. I just want to give you compliments all night. this, that, and compliment. She then laughs. There's a friend of mine. It was a friend. It was a joke.
Okay.
All right. And I go, oh, how did you know I named my compliments? And that was a good joke.
Oh, good one.
Doling out compliments all night.
Tell
so
it
that's
to friends,
that type of.
don't tell it to strangers.
Yes, don't actually use that as a pickup line. It's a terrible pickup line.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I'm playing a character. Allegedly.
All right, ooh, get ready for this one. If you're eating dinner while watching this, now would be a good time to take a break. Because a joint investigation by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism and The Guardian found that as much as 15% of the U.S. population suffers from foodborne illnesses annually due to dirty meat. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be that kind of story. Their study involved previously unpublished documents related to 47 meat plants across the U.S. This included Pilgrim's Pride, that's tough to say, one of the U.S.'s biggest poultry producers, and Swift Pork. Among the disgusting findings, researchers discovered diseased poultry meat found in containers used to hold edible food products, meat riddled with fecal matter, and factory floors flooded with dirty water after drains became clogged with meat parts. Oh no, we're not done yet, because we can't forget the pig carcasses that were piling up on the factory floor after an equipment breakdown, and dirty feces-soaked chicken being put back on the production line. Good Lord. But don't worry, all of these incidents were met with immediate action with no risk posed to consumers, according to the companies involved. However, Tony Corbo with Food and Water Watch says that other violations may go undetected. He said that, quote, while the inspectors are able to cite the plants for hundreds of violations per week, I'm confident that they are not catching every instance of unsafe practices being committed in these plants. It's like Russian roulette. The report renewed a call by food safety advocates for a closure of a U.S. legal loophole that allows meat with salmonella to be sold in the human supply chain. All right, now you can return to your dinner. Enjoy. All right.
What was that called? Speedy pork? Was that
Swift pork.
Swift pork. That's how you want your pork handled. As fast as possible.
Swift. Throw it through there.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Just
You
get
don't
it
even
done.
need to cook.
Yeah. Having to get sleuthed through the horrible floor of the horrible meat house where it's just made. They're fecal floors. What a good time.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. All right. This was 5 on 20 News with Joel Foster. And
I'm Frank Powers.
Yeah. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube account. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest Creative Tucson news and content. You can also feel free to get in touch with us at info@creativetucson.org. Not InfoWars, but info@creativetucson.org.
Yeah, we're much different maniacs.
Yeah,
That's the
we are.
truth. Speaking of maniacs, so let's tell them what we've got in store for them next.
Stick around.
Usually after on Fridays, Joel takes care of things and talks about this week in mediocrity. But now he's going to start filming that show over the weekends and talk about it then. So right now, every single Friday, we're going to go casual Friday just like we're doing. We're going to get a little more casual, right? Yeah. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to do it right now. Here, sir. Oh. I got you something. Here you go. Take that. You're going to need that. Here we go. Perfect. Take one of these. We're going to need that. Great. And I'll tell you what. That's right. I don't need a hang on a second. Oh,
what
there
could I
we
be
go.
using? What are we?
Oh, it's Casual Friday. You know what we're doing? We're going poolside.
Poolside?
Poolside. That's right. So join us. Coming up next, as we go poolside. Let's put these nipples away. Let's get this microphone
put those away. They're
back
too
here. Hang on a second. So we're going poolside, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to talk about all the stuff that's happened all week long and sum up everything for you right here that we've talked about on 5 on 20 News all week in a more casual environment as we take it outside and go have some fun in a more relaxed setting, catching you up on all the things that you missed all week long. You take your time. It's fine. All right, and that's what's going to be up. So we got lots of things. We're talking about fashion. We're talking about video game history. We're talking about lots of fun stuff. And again, all of the headlines throughout the week. So stay tuned. Stay creative, Tucson. We're about to go poolside on Casual Friday.
I'm ready.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. I can't
Little
wait.
dip. All right.
Woo! Little dip into the news. I love it.
All right, let's go.